The doors to the Viridian Tea House are open once more. Hello everybody, it's good to see you. Sorry for my delay in making this video, but I was actually in New Mexico for a well-needed and deserved vacation. It's the land of enchantment, truly. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and I can't wait to go back. Which, speaking of which, it's been confirmed, I will be a dealer vendor at BuboniCon in Albuquerque in August. So if you're planning to attend, please look for my table. Just look for Viridian Tea Company. I'll have tea, books, maybe some artwork, I'm not sure. But if you're making plans to go, or if you're going to be in the Albuquerque area, please stop by and say hello. So, well, without further ado, I got some brand new stuff to review, and actually 2 of the items are from New Mexico. So, love you, New Mexico. So the first is, let's get my books in order here. There we go. All right. So the first one, let me just say, I purchased at Collected Works bookstore in downtown Santa Fe. If you find yourself in New Mexico, specifically Santa Fe, please visit that bookstore. It's really, really cool. They have a really funny staff, and they also have like a little cafe in the bookstore as well. But great books on many subjects, including books about the Southwest. So if you're interested in anything fiction, nonfiction, Native American, and if you find yourself, like I said, in New Mexico, please go to Collected Works bookstore. It's awesome. So this particular book I got from their sale department. And what grabbed me was the cover, because there is a picture of a violin on the front. And for those of you who know me, I love the violin, which, by the way, I'm so excited that my first class with my new violin teacher is coming up in this month. So I'm very excited to return to that world of music. And I hope this time my anxiety does not cause me to bolt for the door. Fear is the mind killer, so saith the prophet of Arrakis. Anyway, Arrakis. Is it Arrakis or Arrakis? I think it's Arrakis. Anyway, I digress. So this book is called 80 Days Yellow by Vina Jackson. And according to the back, Vina Jackson is the pseudonym for 2 established writers working together for the first time. One is a successful author. The other is a published writer who is also a financial professional in London. I have not done any research as to who Vina Jackson may be, and very honestly, I really don't want to know. I don't want to know what's behind the curtain, quite honestly. This is the first book in a quartet. I think it's a quartet, yeah. And let me just get this out of the way. I'm very discerning when it comes to my erotica. I've read the classics, Lady Charlie's Lover, The Story of O. I've not read the Beauty series by Anne Rice. I know, it's a classic. I just haven't gotten to it yet. This was really good. It had a story. I love the story about the main character and their awakening, whatever form it may take. So for this one, Summer, her awakening came in so many forms. And yes, this was very much an erotic novel with a delve into the world of BDSM. I know that people like or really, really hate 50 Shades of Grey. It's not my cup of tea. I tried to read it. I couldn't get past page 6. That's just me. Now, having said that, 80 Days Yellow, it's BDSM and erotica done right. So let me read the back of it for you. Caught in a frustrating relationship with a man who can't accept her for who she is, passionate, flamed-hair violinist Summer Zahova finds release in her music. She spends her afternoons playing for money in the London underground, lost in the works of Vivaldi or Mendelssohn. When her violin is damaged beyond repair, Summer receives a surprising proposition from Dominique, a university professor with powerful desires, who has been captivated by Summer ever since he heard her perform. Dominique will replace her priceless violin, but only if she agrees to play for him in a private concert. Unable to deny the chemistry between them, Dominique and Summer embark on an intense affair full of daring twists and turns, as unpredictable as it is thrilling. For Summer, it is a chance to finally embrace her long-denied dark side, but she'll soon learn that where there's pleasure, there must be pain. Can a relationship born of such all-consuming passion ever really survive? Exhilarating, seductive, and tantalizingly bold, 80 Days Yellow will leave you breathless for more. So like I said, this is the first book in a quartet, and I think there's like another series that Vina Jackson has written, like a whole other, I think it's like named after the Four Seasons, Vivaldi. The violin got my interest. The fact that Summer loves Vivaldi, and I adore Vivaldi. I worship that man and his music. But like I said, the story was well written. I really thought it was. And if you take the erotica out, you would still have an intriguing story, I think. Unfortunately, on Goodreads, it didn't get a lot of good reviews, which really kind of surprised me. But you know, to each their own, and I am not judging anyone, because I've seen books that people just raved about and I couldn't get past page 2. But 80 Days Yellow by Vina Jackson was a wonderful mixture of culture, music, decadence, debauchery, sex, BDSM, and like I said, the main character's awakening. She awakens as to who she is and also what she wants in terms of her music career and also with her personal life in regards to sexuality. So I'm going to give it, and I actually just switched as to how I was going to rate this, but I'll explain it. So for Viridian Tea House, it gets 5 pots of tea. Truly a great work. Now, here's the thing. I did have one hang up about it, and this almost got 4 pots of tea. I almost gave it a 4 because I noticed that almost every person that Summer encounters, with the exception of maybe 2, they're all into BDSM, and they're all very cultured and refined. And what's interesting is that I read the bulk of this book while in New Mexico and on our drive back to Colorado. And one, my boyfriend was making fun of me because I was making all these noises. Get your mind out of the gutter. And also because I said, no, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that the more cultured you are, the more you're going to be into BDSM? It's like, why is it that every character except for 2 are, oh, I just happen to dabble in BDSM? Said no one never. I mean, but then again, I know it's fiction. I just thought it was funny that every time Summer met someone who was cultured and refined and loved classical music, oh, I'm also into BDSM. It was almost kind of funny. And I wonder if some of the people who didn't like this book, if that was one of their hangups. But again, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed the erotica. It wasn't outlandish. The BDSMs were not outlandish. It was pretty, it made me feel like I was right there. But once again, I give it Viridian Tea House's 5 pots of tea. So thank you so much. And I already know that I want to spend the full price for the remainder of the books in the series, because I really want to know what happens to Dominique and Victor and Summer. I want to know what happens to them. So wonderful, just absolutely wonderful. So now the second book that I want to review is Barry. I hope you're watching this. I envy your talent. I truly envy your talent. I am talking to Barry Reese, and he is one hell of an author. He and I are under the same publisher, Pro Se Productions, and I simply adore Lazarus Gray. I adore him. And now, because of this particular book, I want to read everything that Barry has written. So, Sorella, if you're watching this, just give me a tab. I'll pay you in increments. Every month, I'll just give you money. Just keep sending the books to me. I'm gonna pronounce this name wrong, but just bear with me. It is Gotterdammerung. I hope I said that right. If I did not say that right, I do apologize, but it is Gotterdammerung. And this is, I think it's, to me, like Lazarus Gray 5.5, because I was going to read Lazarus Gray 6, but then as I was reading it, I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm supposed to read this one first. So this is literally in between books 5 and 6, and yet packing punches left and right. I devoured this in, if you put all the hours together, maybe less than a day. So, but this, it deals with Lazarus Gray and Assistance Unlimited, but it also deals with the Gravedigger and the Peregrine, two other characters that I didn't really know too much about except for the sprinkling throughout the Lazarus Gray series. But I'm just going to tell you straight up, I am enamored with the whole Gravedigger myth and story. I love it. Lazarus Gray, I adore anyway, especially Assistance Unlimited. I love Sovereign City because while it kind of reminds me of Gotham, and it also reminds me of my fictional city, Sinis, the City of Ashes in the Order of the Black Silk trilogy, it's completely different. And the city is alive. It's a very gray, pallid, dark entity, but it's very much alive. So with this one, let's see here. Oh, here we go. The Peregrine, Gravedigger, Lazarus Gray, together in one astounding adventure. Astounding doesn't even begin to cover it. A terrible evil is about to be unleashed upon an unsuspecting world, and only an unlikely alliance between vigilantes, mystery men, and sorcerers has a hope of saving humanity. But will their first adventure together also be their last? Award-winning author Barry Reese brings together characters from his mini pulp adventure series set throughout his Reese Unlimited universe for one cataclysmic tale. Featuring the Peregrine, Gravedigger, Lazarus Gray, the Dark Gentleman, and more. The fury will come before the fall. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm going to highly recommend, if you have never delved into the world of Lazarus Gray, please start with the first one. Once again, it's all by Barry Reese, and I think it's just called Lazarus Gray, or The Adventures of Lazarus Gray. You can get it on Amazon, or you can go straight to the website, which I think takes you to Amazon. Yeah, I think that's right. But I made up my own quote in my head. I said, you know, my boyfriend adores James Bond. I worship Lazarus Gray. Lazarus Gray is the man. I mean, he is an unstoppable force. And in this book, he's teamed up with other unstoppable forces against an idea that I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, well now what? But Gotterdammerung gets 5 pots of tea from Viridian Tea House. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And as I told him the other day, you will always have my support. And Barry, I'm saying this to you through the Viridian Tea House ether. You will always have my support. Always. You are an amazing writer, and I know other people enjoy your works too. I'm adding my voice to the mix. So just thank you for this. And I'm looking forward to book 6. Cannot wait. Which I do have on my shelf, which I'm so excited about. All right, so let's get to the tea portion. So this is a brand new company for me, a brand new tea. This is my first time trying it, and they're from New Mexico. The name of the company is Dragonfly Tea House, and the blend is called Forest Gnome. So let me tell you a story about how I met these people. So my boyfriend and I were getting ready to delve into downtown Santa Fe, and we decided to have just a nice coffee or tea and just kind of chill, nice breakfast, and then walk down into the area. So we're sitting in the little, the coffee house we went to was part of a shared space. There were like 4 or 5 other restaurants and artist booths, and it was very creative. It was really cool. I think it was called Chomp or something like that. So as we're sitting there, I hear this music and I'm like, is that Lorena McKenna? And I look up and I see rows of teapots and I see a list of tea blends, and I don't think I actually sat down. I think I levitated toward the booth. Well, long story short, I met the husband of the owner of Dragonfly Tea House, and the wife does all the blends, and apparently the entire family is very creative. Like, one's an artist and one's the tea maker and one collects teapots. But it was really cool talking with him, with the husband. I didn't get his name, I'm truly sorry. But the one blend I couldn't stop staring at was Forest Gnome. And I'm like, okay, I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan and I love fantasy, so Forest Gnome. And I said, so tell me about it. And he told me, and the ingredients, let's see if I can read some of this. Black and green tea, blackberry leaves, sunflowers, roasted almonds, I can't read that, calendula petals, something petals, cinnamon, natural mint, and natural flavors. Oh, corn flour, that's right, and natural flavors. And it does say contain nuts. But I opened up the bag and I felt as though I was in some medieval fantasy world. Maybe Middle Earth, but more like, I don't know if any of y'all remember the series called Dragonlance. That was actually my entry into fantasy, reading the Dragonlance books and then later Forgotten Realms and then the rest of its history. But smelling this it's very, I'll just smell it again here. Let's see. I remember the gentleman telling me that the blend reminded him of walking through a deep forest. And that's exactly what it smells like. It smells very earthy, minty, floral, and then something else which would just be fantasy and magic. And this smells fantastic. So I let this steep for about 5 minutes. I got the water to just small fish eyes, maybe a little bit longer. So in my lovely Oy Vey all day cup, here we go. Okay, so the thing I'm immediately, ooh, ooh, that's nice. Okay, so, wow, that's really good. So I'm getting nuts and whatever kind of mint this is. I can't tell if I think this is peppermint, but no, this is some other kind of mint. I don't know, man, but I'm getting a nutty, earthy taste, and the mint is still swirling in my mouth. It's literally doing this as I'm talking. And now it's still there. It's still the mint. This is, so this is something that I would make before delving into a deep forest that I knew was full of magic. And then I would make enough so that I could enjoy it with my elf friends and my fae friends. Yeah, it's like an adventure for the tea merchant crossing from the tea realms into the rest of the other world. But this, in terms of the actual tea base, I'm getting more of the black, but I'm getting more of the black than the green. But yes, I keep getting more of the nut flavors and the mint, and yeah, I'm not really getting the cinnamon though. But maybe the minty, the breath that I'm feeling right now, maybe that's the cinnamon and the mint kind of combining into one, because it's just a little bit spicy, but not like spicy where, oh God, it's too hot. But this is an unusually, no, this is an unusual cup of tea. And I love this. This is quite nice. I could write an entire book based off of this tea, or at least a short story. Wow, this really does live up to the name of Forest Gnome. So once again, this is Dragonfly Tea House Forest Gnome Blend. I know that they have a website, and it is, I think it's dragonflyteahouse.com. I know that they're also on Instagram and I think maybe Facebook. But if you type in a search of Dragonfly Tea House, Santa Fe, New Mexico, you're probably going to come up with their website. So this is excellent. This truly is an excellent cup of tea. And I'm noticing too that the color of it, I wish this was kind of see-through, but excuse me, the color of it is like clay. It's like wet clay. And it's not like an ew, gross, you know, ugh, but this is a rich red earth color of the tea. So well done. I will be ordering more from you. I just need to get through the 800 other bags and tins of tea, but no, this is excellent. Forest Gnome, Dragonfly Tea House in New Mexico. Excellent cup of tea. That's so freaking unusual, but that's unusual in a good way. Wow. Ooh, anyway, so that's all I have for today. Before I go, let's end with a nice breathing meditation. So find yourself in a comfortable position and drop your shoulders. And you can either close your eyes or soft focus on an item, and take one deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Another breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And just return to your gentle breathing and just focus on your breathing. And in wrapping up this breathing meditation, let's take one deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slowly open your eyes, and we're back. Thank you again for watching this video. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And once again, thanks to Barry Reese and Vina Jackson, and also the good folks at Dragonfly Tea House, and also the good folks at Collected Works Bookstore in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So until then, take care of yourself and each other. Raise your teacup high and take care. Until next week. I'm sorry, that's just really good. That's really, really good. I'll see you next time. Bye.